Woo. How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? This is it's gonna be a fun day. I hope I can stick throughout the day because it's gonna be a fun one. All right. So, first of all, once again, I hope everyone is okay. Hope everyone's having a good start to their day. I mean, those who are having a good end to their day, completely fine. Those who are already on their day, that is also good as well. Wherever you are in the world, good to have you here with me. I really do appreciate your presence here. Now, why am I saying that today is going to be a good day? Well, yesterday, okay, that is round 8. BASSEM lost to Ahmed. That is big news, right? Because now Bilal is leading the charge. Now, why is this interesting? BASSEM needs to win. If BASSEM still wants to gain the trophy, BASSEM needs to win, and Bilal either needs to lose or to draw. Now, why do I say that Bilal needs to draw? I was looking at the tie breaks, right? I mean, I didn't look too much into all of these ones, but I looked at this. This is what I looked at. And if I remember correctly, Bilal lost to BASSEM, right? He lost to BASSEM. What this means is the moment BASSEM and Bilal are tied, BASSEM becomes first because on tie breaks, but BASSEM is higher than him, right? That is the current issue at hand. So what this means is that both, Bilal has to win his game and BASSEM has to win his game. Bilal winning the tournament is completely dependent on him winning this game. BASSEM's tournament is not just dependent on him winning, it's dependent on Bilal either losing or drawing. So the only person who can determine what happens here is Bilal. So as always, it's always a BASSEM Bilal issue, right? It's always a BASSEM Bilal issue, and that is the interesting thing. So today we are expecting to see all out chess from both sides, and already you can see. Let me just take a sip of this. I want you guys to see what I'm drinking. It's not alcohol, don't worry. Great. Okay. Woo. Okay, just in case you are still wondering. Just the guide. I feel like the idea is in people's heads. Okay. So let's look at this game. And already, you get my point, right? Already, Bilal is going all out. Now he should also be careful, right? We do get the whole I have to win at all costs sort of like mindset. But that kind of mindset pushes you to take risks you wouldn't normally take, and that could also backfire. Right now, I think black is better, right? Not slightly, but I think black is better, right? What is white doing? Like, we can see that black has a purpose and is going towards it, but at the moment, we can't really tell what white is doing, right? Though, yes, we do see the compromise of like the weakened king and the fact that white king is safer. But I don't know, I'm judging this to be very good for Bilal. I could be wrong, right? And he could just be on a losing streak. I'm not actually analyzing the position, I'm just giving a glance, right? But you cannot really see from the style of play that Bilal is going aggressive. So let's do the usual. I may, on my own, just stay on like 5 games, or maybe just the top 3 boards today, maybe 5, so that like the moves keep happening. But as always, if you guys like have a specific game you want me to look at, I will take a gander at it. My lights are on. Give me a second, let me fix this. So yeah. Another sip of this. Woo. And we're off. E4, E6. That's French, right? D4, D5. E5, advanced French. C5. I hope you can hear me above the music. I mean. Yeah. What? Yeah. Just want to make sure you can hear me. That's all I'm hoping for. Music doesn't seem to be sounding at all. You only hear the music when I speak, so that's fine. Okay, sorry about all that. So we're looking at the game, and we have an advanced French, and it's gonna be a fun one. Today's just gonna be fun. We're gonna see some aggressive chess by 2 players, and one player is hoping that the other messes up. The other is fighting for a win. Okay. Remember, the only result for Bilal, sorry, is a win. Anything other than a win, and that's about it. Oh, fine. C3, knight C6, knight F3, queen to B6, we have A3, and then he closes down the position. There's a clear indication that he wants to go for the queen side. There are many like lines which we've spoken about over the course of this tournament where this kind of thing is played, right? Putting pressure on this. There are many lines like that, but he chooses to close the position, which is interesting. Knight B to D2, knight A5, ideally planting yourself here. H4, H6, rook B1, bishop to D7. This bishop is bad for an extended period, but I think sometimes after like knight, not like, yeah, but some did lose Sicilian Ninja. Like this, you could fight, but I don't know. Bishop to E2, knight to E7, knight F1, castles queenside. Okay, so we knew that was going to happen, but then now it's even more shocking. I don't see this often, but then if you look at it, it kind of makes sense, right? Because your opponent doesn't really have the means to attack you, especially since the position is locked, right? If the position was a bit opened up, or if there was like a pawn tension in the position, this castle's queenside would not make any sense. But like, how does your opponent open up the position? It's almost impossible, right? You need pawn breaks, and the only pawn break you have is not effective in doing that, right? If you try and force the whole issue, let's just say we will come in here, right? You lose more than you gain in playing like this, right? So yeah, castle's queenside does make sense, though it is dangerous. Like, it is very, very dangerous. Second thing is why I don't like the castle's queenside, or the second thing is, like, I don't like the castle's queenside because it's not attacking the king. The king is, in a sense, safe over here. And if you want to get at this king, you have to make some serious, like, moves here. And I don't know how he's going to do that. So this game can go either ways, but you can see that from the way Bilal is playing, he's really trying to go in on his opponent and hopefully win from there. So that's what I see from Bilal. At least that's what I see from Bilal. Bishop F4. You can imagine that if this position ever opens up, it's going to be a problem. This kind of discourages black from playing F6 if he wanted to, or even playing F5, right? So yeah. King to B8, knight to E8, king to A8. So now we understand why the king is on that square. Castle's kingside, knight to C8. What? Are we trying to move the queen and then develop the knight somewhere? Like a sacrifice? I know these sacrifices in the King's Indian defense, but here, I don't know how good this is. Or it's just about this. Like, I don't get it. H5. Okay, and this is the current position that we are in. I think if you look at it from Bilal's point of view, maybe if you look at it from this point of view to make more sense. Let me finish this once and for all. I keep thinking about it. Okay. Okay. Well, we see one way that Bilal can open up the position against this king, but it might sacrifice a pawn, right? Knight takes, bishop takes, right? It does kind of open this up, but I don't know if you want to go for that. Actually, wait, yeah, this is, I think, what it actually deals with. But would you really want to go for this? Oh, by the way, hi, Sicilian Ninja. Like, okay, but I don't see how white is able to, like, attack this pawn. So yeah, so we see bishop to e7. Of course, it's just a normal developing move to connect the rooks. It doesn't mean he's going for my idea per se, or the idea I'm talking about per se. I don't put it that far from him to do that. But that means that he's attacking on both sides of the board, which is, I mean, in what I learned, not advisable. I mean, if we do get this move, what do we do? That might be also a target. Yeah, the principle of two, there's attacking on both sides and there's the principle of two weaknesses, right? Where's the weakness here in particular, right? It's spreading out your pieces to attack two things at the same time is where the problem is, right? So the principle of two weaknesses operates differently from attacking on both sides of the board. Some attacking on both sides of the board works, but I think those things are very like fine or thin lines. It could be, right? He's trying to make it could be that he's playing aggressive and making his opponent think so that his opponent cannot handle the position that's coming up, right? I think that's what aggressive players are good at. They're good at making you think too much and make bad moves, trying to defend certain attacks. And I think that's what makes them win, but I don't know. I don't know if he should have gone ham in going for his singular idea, or that this just makes sense. Mind you, I've still not turned on the engine, so I have no idea what the engine thinks. But I won't be sure the engine is like, oh, black is better, right? Because, okay, first of all, second of all, I think he's going to try and do this. There's nothing more here, right? If you want to create more threats here, you need to push this pawn, which is too much, right? So I don't know if the principle of two weaknesses will work here. We don't have clear targets, apart from like maybe this. Or you're going to bring the queen back, knight here, knight here. And then eventually sacrifice or something. I don't know. Okay, now let's turn on the engine. I've been holding back on this for some time. Plus 0.2, right? Equal. And this is a sign that black is okay. Knight to d2 for black. I think the points has to do with this. You know, also if white can open this side, I think white can also start creating problems for black on this side of the board as well. With pawn push. He goes bishop back. Why would I play bishop back? Why would I play bishop back? But that allows this. That allows that. Actually, here I can even test the waters and just play this and see what you do. Right? Ah, no, but then you allow this kind of idea. Maybe. This engine is like, okay, let's set it up. That's crazy. Okay. So now it's time to look at Bassem. His opponent plays a Sicilian. C5, knight f3, e6, okay. I mean, so far, so good. I don't know how viable d4 is, but it might just be. I'm also looking at ideas like this. I played a game where I did this to an opponent, locked them down, then they had to deal with the pawn throughout. But after this move, I think your opponent just comes in. Makes it hard for you to do this. You could also go d4, d4, d5. I don't know if that will work, but yeah. Oh, he does go D. His opponent goes D5 first. So I guess he's going to capture Ampasa. Oh boy. Bassem is really spending brain power, right? He's really spending brain power this game. Look at this. On move 7, he spends almost 30 minutes. He spends about 25 minutes before playing this move. And now I'll ask some of you the question. If you were Samir David and you wanted Bassem to win, would you throw? I wouldn't. Oh boy. I don't know. Bassem is really spending a lot of brain power. He really wants to win this for sure. So we need, like, if you want Bassem to win, that if you want Bassem to win, we need Bassem to win, and we need Bilal to either draw or lose. If Bilal wins, that's the end of the whole situation. But if Bilal draws or loses, Bassem has a chance. And again, I'm looking at tie breaks. And in case you're wondering, I'm not thinking about the others. Sorry, let's go chess results. We have equal points with Bassem. And I think on direct encounter, sorry, not direct encounter, it's a number of wins with black and stuff like that. Those tie breaks. I think Bassem beats those guys. I think he beats some of them already. So based on, I think that, yeah, direct encounter, he's fine. I think between queen takes or b takes, bishop takes. I don't know which one I would want to go for. Well. Now this bishop has clear view. I think you wouldn't want to take with the bishop because of this. You would maybe want the bishop to challenge this one. There's also playing queen takes because you want to get the knight here. Right? Then you get a rook in here, pawn push, bring the bishop in, and you can make those considerations. I don't think there's any other thing to consider there. He goes queen takes, okay. So now I think you just aim for this. I don't know if you want to play maybe like rook first or something. But getting this knight activated is, I think it's cool. Or it's a good idea. Maybe not even this way. I keep mentioning this way, right? But maybe it's just this way. Actually, I just realized this knight is actually going to be very annoying. Yeah. And for him to play this, it seems he's looking at knight here. I don't think that works though, but it might be that might be what he's looking into with a move like this. He doesn't like playing the rook first, but I think it's fine. Wait, I'm in trouble now. With a move like this, doesn't this move like pressure us? And even here it goes like this. This is gonna be an interesting position. Something stuck in my mouth. Let's check Ugly, the one who defeated Bassem. Okay. We have sort of like a police look at what? All good. I need to get this out of my mouth. I can briefly look at some guys who I was following. Michael Simpson. How are these games close to this conclusion? Um, okay. Back to the below game. This is where we'll be focusing. Okay, so below. Oh, what? Is he really going for this move? Or is he going to test this out? So if your opponent takes, you can take with the rook, I guess. If your opponent doesn't take, you have this move. With the move that White is making, he's on the receiving end. Unless he plays like more active, Black will steamroll.
Or it's to bring the queen here first. Trying to figure out what his plan is here. So many things can be played here. We've got bishop h4. Isn't that what he wants? I thought that's what black wants. This move doesn't make sense. I'm kind of not like wanting to. Right? But like I feel like, and now you have to actually play. It's good for white. Interesting. I thought it was going to be good for white. But this is what my target is. Of course, I know this is hanging. F6. Wouldn't F5 have been better then? Yeah, yes. You know, that's the thing about chess principle, right? In theory, you are correct, but in practice, you may be wrong. I completely agree with you, and I think that should have been the case. But we are seeing them break principle, and yet it seems to be working. I think it's working primarily because of how white is playing. And in case you've not, anyone watching hasn't heard this principle before, the apex pawn, that is the furthest pushed pawn on your board, determines where you should attack. So the apex pawn for black is this pawn, and it's towards the queen side. So this is where black should be attacking. Why? Because you have more space behind this pawn structure that you can use to develop your pieces. So you can maneuver within this space behind the pawn structure, right? In the same way, it's supposed to be this way for white, right? The last day, yes, very thin, but it's a very action-packed last day. Very action-packed last day. So both of them are breaking principle. Actually, no, white is not breaking principle, but white should break principle because black has now shifted or is shifting his attention to the king side. And what that means is that, like the engine is recommending here, knight d2 with pawn push, you start making weaknesses around this king. And this king is, right now it's safe, but it can become considerably weaker if this play starts to open up, right? So here it looks like breaking principle is what's making sense. But this move I didn't like for white because it's what black wants. And I was saying that if you play f6 here, why not just play this move? Because when you're threatening this knight, right, takes is not a problem for you because your knight takes, and you're still threatening pawn push. Right, you can imagine the queen coming in at some point. If you can imagine that. You hope Bassem loses. I mean, he lost yesterday, so he did lose yesterday. So again, if you are now joining the stream, welcome. Bassem lost yesterday, so this is the current standings, or these are the current standings. Bilal is at 6.5 and Balel is at 6. Bassem is at 6, right? And based on the tie breaks, and like I've highlighted already, direct encounter, you can't see it. One of the tie breaks is the direct encounter. So Bassem needs to win, and Bilal needs to draw or lose for Bassem to still win the tournament. Anything other than that and it's gone, right? So Bilal has to win. So Bilal is the one who is determining his tournament, right? Bassem has to win, but then where he stands depends on his Bilal and then Hamid, Wafa Hamed or Wafa Hamid, right? And you can see the way both of them are playing. Yeah, they are not taking chances. This, unfortunately, though I like Bilal's position, it may backfire on him. To me, he seems to be going too aggressive. Another interesting thing, I don't know if this is what the angel is looking at. I don't know if this, again, it might not be good here, but this is an interesting one. Now he plays b3. So, Cecilia Ninja, you see what's going on here? I don't know if it's like the knight can just take. Like I don't think that's. Bro, I see what the engine's best move is. It takes. I don't even understand this. And if your opponent takes, then what? Bishop takes. Oh, now it makes sense. Yeah, so like we mentioned, b3 is the move that should have happened. But maybe it should have happened supported by this knight. But I see what's happening here. The level position is not working for him. He shouldn't have gone queenside. Again, I told you why going queenside was okay, but it is still a problematic position for him. Because look, like it's just going to open up and disturb him. I don't know if he has actually calculated out this line, right? I don't know if that's what he has calculated out, but I mean, this is just crazy. I said it when this stream started today, that today is going to be crazy. Let's go back to Bassem's game. It's like this way I want to focus. If you have a game you want me to look at, I will look at it. But this is where the action is going to be. Wait, what? We went back? Why? This basically announced knight e5. And we can really go crazy from here, right? I mean, maybe not that, but oh. Bassem is really thinking, like, I don't get it. I get it, sorry, I mean, like, my man wants to win. How does Bilal respond to this? So much going on the board right now. Okay, so it takes. I was thinking you play c4 here, but I don't know how much you want to sacrifice. He plays c4 immediately. And just look at what's happening to Bilal. Now Bilal does not look safe. The principle of two weaknesses did not help. I think if takes, you go knight takes, and again the same issue comes up here. And now the weaknesses are just piling up. Even here, you can even go like knight takes. Bilal does not look safe to me. Bilal does not look safe. If he doesn't take, front push is going to be another annoying move. So you will have to make a decision here for sure. Oh, I'm missing some stuff, right? But then if you do that, you allow this, which is not what you want. So, yeah. Like, for example, just to kind of create the point here. Oh, I calculated it wrong. I calculated it wrong. I was thinking that this move was plausible. It's not possible. Let's go back to Bassem. As he finally made a move. He's still thinking. Wait, there's some under 11 guy. Where is he? I think his name is Mohammed, right? Sameh Mohammed. Let me just check his name. Where is he? Sameh. Yeah. How's his game going? Okay. We have a card bar structure here. As always, what I realized is you want to get this if you can. Very good position for white, for black. Let's see how Jesse February is doing. No, I'm a fan. Woo! Where is she? 5 out of 8 points. That's nice. Okay, exchange French. Yeah, this is going to be a boring game. Just kidding. Yeah, no signs of a boring game yet. Jesse in a bad position. Oh well, last day, you can just relax. Lena Nazar, another streamer, I guess, or YouTuber. Just a brief glance, I'm not really going yet. I've tried to pass the time so that we get more moves from Bassem and then Belel's game. Okay, we have a move. Bassem plays a3, preventing the knight from stepping in, which you mentioned would have been a good move for him. Don't come we just do this and trade off? Like this just kills the position, right? But Bassem is the one who has to push for a win. That's what I'm looking at. So like if one person has to push for the win, if you try and draw the game, they have to play in a way to ensure that they still have chances to win. And that usually gives you a better opportunity, right? Because your opponent knows he has to win. Again, that may not even be, Bassem may not really care that much, right? He may not really care that much. So, I mean, he may want to win it. Don't deny it. I don't deny that. I'm just saying that, like, maybe he doesn't care about it as much as I'm saying he cares about it. So even drawing this is not a big deal for him, for all you know. Sorry, that's not. Oh, he does actually play. Yeah, but this kills the game, right? Bishop f6 is what he played. Yeah, this kills the game. It just kills the game, right? And also it prevents your opponent from getting one of his main ideas in, right? 3 defenders, 3 attackers, 4 defenders. Yeah, I would definitely have played this move. Well, the engine is like you should just take and then play knight c3. I don't know how good or viable that is. What I know is that you do create this opportunity to come in here. Other than that, I don't see much. Okay. Belel makes a move. And he plays bishop. And here I was thinking this. But it seems that's wrong because you kind of locked up the position. You want to either keep the pawn tension or open up lines. So this is also a consideration. I don't know if you want to take it. I mean, What? And he won. This guy beat Bassem and now he's what? How is he won here? It's possibly a board error or his opponent is just tired. He's like, hey, you know, I just take the win. Oh, I'm underestimating how powerful his position is. I mean, it's understandable. If you're tired, you're tired. You don't want to play anymore. It's a very tough decision for Bassem here, in case you're wondering. Because once you trade off the bishops, a major attacker is gone and the game becomes like purely end game based or positionally based. So you have to now start making moves to ensure that you get a better end game position. Playing this move now may not be advisable as well. So it's very difficult to make a decision here. Wait, what? Oh, he does close the position up. He closes the position up, and then we get queen to d8. So that indicates that he's about to open this up. So you now have to like really snap ticks here. You can't leave this to chance anymore, right? You do have to snap ticks here. Do you take a bishop or take a pawn? Why do you take a bishop forces anything? Would this be what we want? Interesting stuff. Then just recommending here queen d3. I don't know if I don't know if this move is to attack here or to attack here. Let's jump to Simpson again. His opponent's a pawn up. Not just that, he has a very bad pawn structure here. If you try and defend, I was going to say that if you try and trade off here, it doesn't help. Where's Simon? Okay, he has a good position. Or he has an okay position as down foot. I'm just going to go f4, f5. Always a plan. I think it will be met with something like this. And this move, you'll be happy to see if you are black. At least from my experience. White has to really take them. Actually, I begin to understand why the engine doesn't want to play pawn push. Because this bishop can actually stay here for a very long time and this pawn is not going to get any action. Should this bishop move and allow pawn push, he does get some action. Oh, he does go knight c3. That's the move I actually expected because he keeps the bishop on the board. But then you do get some uncomfortable moves coming after you. That's the first time I do it. All right, back. Oh boy, I'm back. Oh, I keep wondering if this is plausible now. Right, because like if takes, let's say takes, pawn push exists. I do understand that this opens. I feel like these pawns are very dangerous. Yes, chess by now be last day with all of the action. All the action happens today. So I don't understand now why. I think I'm over. Yes, this pawn takes is actually not. Why is this not good? Ah, wait, but still, yeah, it's not good. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm actually also happy it's the last day because now I can actually relax. Normally when these tournaments are going on and I'm streaming, it's not comfortable. But I don't know how some streamers stream 9 hours a day. I mean, kudos to them. I can't. Maybe because it's chess, but I can't. It seems you are completely abandoning this whole D4 idea. It seems you are just completely abandoning it. But I mean, this signifies two things. One, he's getting away of the bishop because maybe the lines they are annoying. And two, he may be preparing this move. Still no move here. Again, Bassem needs Bilal to draw or lose. And Bassem needs to win. But his opponent seems to be making the position boring and drawish. So let's see how it goes. This game may take like 3.5, 4 hours because of how it's going. Tough to cover the event. Thanks. I do appreciate that. I do really appreciate that. Anytime you guys are around, that's what motivates me. So thank you to all those who have been also chatting and subscribing and following and all the wonderful stuff. I read that some of you have also checked the videos on the channel. Like all that encourages me, right? Oh boy. But Bilal is not taking any. Like the more Bilal wins, we can just end the stream because we know who wins. I wanna like check. Okay, I think I'm getting that. He's not won yet. What I'm saying, like, if Bilal wins, then we can just end off. But he hasn't won yet. Relax, Nabri, relax. You might be you are overly excited for a Bilal win for sure. It's not over, but the person